With the number of teens charged in the death of Vinny Pareto and the growing number of teens getting caught up in crimes throughout the island, concerns are being raised in the communities and in the villages that the youth may not have enough to do to keep them occupied, and this may be one of the reasons they keep getting into trouble. Village mayors are taking a second look at some of the programs offered in their communities, seeing if more can be done.
Idle hands are the devil's work, and we've seen it time and time again being in office for the last 6 years. And I first won in 2005. I've asked DYA, is there something you do? Just ask the kids why you did that? Is it something that I'm not doing in the village level? Is it something your parents didn't do? So we can kind of find the root of the problem. You know, sometimes you answer, I just did it because I want to do it, but sometimes it's because there's nothing for me to do. So it's really trying to grow the sports programs, trying to grow the intellectual programs, computer programs, and all these other things at the same time, trying to say, kids, come and join. Are these parents willing to let their kids come to the center? There's a stigma from the 80s and 90s. I'm not sending my kid to the center. They don't want to go, but you have to really outgrow that, because our centers now have to become places of learning, places of growth where they can really do these things, resources for them.
Sinahanya Vice Mayor Robert Hoffman says his village has several baseball teams and street hockey teams formed, and his office also works together with the schools and families to ensure the village children are following the right path.
When you kind of do that and you show them, hey, our village cares about you, they really don't cause as much trouble as you would normally find out there.
Agana Heights Mayor Paul McDonald agrees that these sports activities and the like help to keep kids on the straight and narrow, and more money and efforts have to be given to sustain the youth programs.
We do have programs, and my suggestion is that concentrate on supporting the programs that we have, but a lot of the mayors have already existing programs. It's just that we can't afford to cover everything, you know, and I think it's all over. It's financial help is what we need, and if not financial, then volunteer support, you know. But yes, the programs and activities is everybody's need.
Now, Santa Rita Mayor Dale Alvarez has already had to deal with an increase in youth fights and graffiti in his neighborhood, and he's definitely beefed up his efforts to get the kids busy.
After school, I see a lot of kids either sitting around in the bus stop for hours, and I investigate because I have a lot of graffiti in the village, and they told me they're just kicking back, there's nothing to do. So that's my main concern, is I'm trying to find after-school activities for them. I think they will, after school, head to the youth center and do some either weightlifting, shoot ping pong table, whatever, because then they'll find something to do instead of just sitting around. When you sit around, you get bored, you try to experience something that it's not right, you know, won't be good for you, like drug.
Alvarez says he believes that parental involvement is very important as well, and it will take the efforts of the entire community to make sure that the youth are not getting into trouble. Meanwhile, some teens agree more can be done in the villages to keep the kids out of trouble. What do you think that the community can do to help keep kids out of trouble? Is there enough to do? What do you think?
I don't know. It's just up to the people who do it, and I don't know.
Do you think that there's enough around to keep kids out of trouble though?
Yeah, just
kids need to get more busy?
I think so, something like that, school and get a job, work, things like that.
Do you think that if let's say there are more programs for the youth, do you think that maybe they'll be less inclined to get into trouble or get involved in some crimes?
I think right now what we're doing is okay. We're not really into trouble.
Yeah, but do you think that more programs or sports or something needs to be done in the village?
Seriously, I think there's plenty.
There's enough.
There's enough.
Yeah, I mean, to keep keep teens and stuff out of trouble and stuff, instead of going out getting into fights, and yeah, they should have more programs and everything.